3 numbers you need to know if you want to have a successful business, not just online, but with anything that you do. We're going to talk about them coming up on the EntreFit podcast. Do you want to create, market, or scale your online fitness business? My name's Garner, and here we give real fit pros the tips, tools, and strategies they need to succeed online. Welcome to the EntreFit podcast. What is up, guys, and welcome back to the EntreFit podcast. If this is your first time listening, thank you. This is awesome. Welcome to the show. Here we give the real fit pros tips, tools, and strategies that they need to create a successful online fitness business. Click that subscribe button, share this with a fellow fit pro friend so we can help the real fit pros crush it online. So today, wanted to give kind of a short overview of numbers. I know that this kind of is the non-sexy thing. A lot of people, whenever, especially fit pros, starting their first business, having an online fitness business, they don't want to worry about the numbers. So I want to give you just 3 numbers that you should be focusing on, not just for your online business, but for any business. I'm going to show you how the two relate, whether it is an in-person fitness business or your online, but specifically in the online world. It's 3 things that we're going to talk about. I'm explaining what these terms mean, how to look at these numbers, and how to view them and kind of use them to identify what's wrong with your business. Because what I have found is there's a lot of numbers that you can look at with your business, but I have found these 3 are kind of the big rocks. If you show me these 3 numbers, I can quickly identify some areas of concern and improvement for your business and give some great tips just based upon those numbers and how they vary with each other. So the 3 numbers are number 1, traffic, number 2, conversions, and number 3 is churn. So it's traffic, conversions, churn. Sometimes those words are called different things, but I'm explaining to you what they mean and how I define them. So the very high level, traffic would be inbound leads. It would be potential customers. If you have a brick and mortar facility, this would be people that show up for tours, free classes, complimentary training sessions, health assessments, stuff like that. It's your top of funnel data. It is somebody has raised their hand, they've gone to a website landing page, click on something, sent a DM, message. It is your top of funnel. It is your traffic. It is the amount and number of people that are coming into your world for your fitness business. Then after that, the next level that we would look at is your conversion number. So out of all those people that have come into your facility, they have gone to your website, how many of them click to book a call? How many of them purchase something? How many of them sign up for membership? How many of buy a PT package? How many buy a membership? All the different things. How many of them buy your ebook, training program, your product, your dumbbells, kettlebells, all that stuff, bands? How many of them buy something? So you've got your traffic, then you've got how many of those are conversions or actually convert to a sell. And then the third number is churn. So whenever I teach people to create a business, what I always teach them is to create something where it's not a one-off product sell, but we're creating some type of membership model to where they are joining your coaching program online or they're joining your gym in person, and there's some type of reoccurring revenue stream. We don't want to always have to be worried about signing up new clients every 12 weeks, right? We want to get these people as our clients and we want to make them clients for life. So we want to look at that number to make sure they're staying clients for life is churn. So churn is the percentage of those people that have converted and become customers. How many of them actually stay in the program? And so those are the 3 numbers. Now I would kind of want to show you how I view those numbers and some things that could be going wrong with your business based upon how those numbers are performing. Like I said, this is a very high level overview. There is so much more you can get into, especially when you're talking about your bookkeeping, accounting, and the financials for your business. But these are just 3 good numbers to start. So first of all is your traffic number. So this would be on your website if you use any type of website tracking like Google Analytics. I personally use a service called Lucky Orange. It's really cool. It gives you tons of data analytics and heat maps and everything on your website. So the top thing that I always want to look at is unique users or unique customers coming in. So again, this is how many people are coming to your website, how many people, if you don't have a website, and I know some people have some type of call to action like DM me 6-pack for information on my 6-pack program or whatever it may be. That's how many people are sending that initial DM. That's how many people are walking in for tours. It's how many phone calls you're getting for your facility or your coaching program. That's the inbound leads that you're getting. So If that number is low, we need to be looking at our marketing efforts. So what are we doing to drive traffic to the top of the funnel? What's our calls to action that we're using? Are we leveraging multiple platforms? How are we distributing our content? Are we just assuming that people are clicking links in our bio? Are we making it very, very simple for the sales process to kind of come into and into our world? How do we want people to engage with us? And are we super clear with this? So that's the first thing that I look at when I'm looking at traffic numbers is how are you connecting with people? And are you making it super easy to show them where they should do to enter into your world? So that's the first thing. If your traffic numbers are low, you need to be looking at your marketing efforts. What are you doing to market to people? Then the next thing is your conversion numbers. So once people come into your world, how are you getting them to buy? So lots of different ways, because we've talked about before, there's several different types of fitness businesses that you can set up. So this could look like a lot of different things as far as how conversions are tracked. If you're selling a high ticket or an online personal training program, you might be tracking 2 conversion numbers, right? You might be tracking website visitors to book calls, from book calls to closed. If you're selling a one-off product where they just buy it on their own, you're looking for website traffic that convert to purchases, or convert to some type of trial offer, or convert walk-ins that convert to some type of membership offer at your gym. And you're looking at that. If that number is low, or you're struggling there we need to be looking at sales copy and sales processes. I have found a lot of time with leads, with working with clients, it's typically not, most often the time, it's not necessarily an inbound traffic problem. Once they're established, it's not, I should say. What it becomes is a sales process issue, and they won't follow up multiple times with a client or with a lead. They will reach out to them one time, like, they didn't want to buy, now's not the right time, and they won't follow back up. That is a whole process that you need to be having set up, a whole sales cycle that we'll go into later in detail in a future episode. But it's not just about giving somebody one opportunity, guys. You have to put your offer in front of people multiple times. I think it's like 7 or 9 times on average before they actually take action on it. So if you don't have a process or a system in place to have that happen, and you just kind of are hoping it happens naturally, you don't have a system. You're just wishing and hoping that it works out. You need to create a sales process to make sure that you're following up with leads. You've got email autoresponders set up for some products. You've got a sales team that's reaching out to people that have come in for tours for this facility, and you've got a process set up to convert those. Or it's looking at your sales copy on your website. How enticing is it? What's the call to action on the website? Looking at heat maps as far as the traffic that's coming down. Heat map is just this really cool tool that you can use to where you can actually see people's mouse movements on your website. You can see where they're stopping, where they're scrolling to and reading. So you can kind of see how people are engaging with your website. And you can be making adjustments on your sales copy, headlines, calls to action, videos, a lot of different things that you can look at to tweak and split test against to increase those conversion numbers to get them to buy. Another thing is, if you are doing sales calls where people are hopping on the call with you, conversions that you might want to look at in conversion numbers would be recording your sales calls. Do you have a sales script that you use, or do you just kind of wing it each time? Because if you're just winging it each time, you have nothing to compare the results against. And if you make any tweaks or changes, you don't know if it's actually improving. You're just winging it each time. So there's no standard to compare it to. So much there that you can look at to dive into the conversion numbers. Hopefully you guys are still staying with me, because I promise you this stuff is important. So we talked about traffic, we talked about conversions, but hey, that's awesome. They bought your product, they bought your training service, and they became a customer or a client. Yay, that's awesome. Next thing that we want to look at is churn. How well are you getting those customers to stay and re-sign with you? I remember whenever owned and managed gyms, clients or trainers would always come to me like, hey, I need to get more, I need more leads. Like, do you need more leads? Because if I'm always giving you leads as your boss, it seems as if you're losing clients. So let's look at, is it a traffic issue, or the number of leads? Is it conversions, you getting them to buy a package? Or is it churn, you getting them to stay? And so I have found that we get really excited about signing new clients, bringing in new leads, and doing all this marketing, but it's almost as if somebody becomes a client, we just forget about them. Like, check, they're a client, that's done. And a lot of that has to do with because of our mindset and also our offer that we have. We're just selling this one-off package. So we know like, okay, check, we sold them our 12-week course. Now we're done. We need to go find another one. It should not be like that at all. Once you finally get somebody to say yes, you should go all in and over deliver for them, guys. We're not trying to create some type of scammy, like spammy business where you just sign all these people up. We don't deliver results. We want to crush it with our clients. If we've had somebody reach out and identify that they have a problem, that they feel that we're the best coach to solve that problem, man, we've got to go all in with it to make sure that they get the results and they become not just a one-time client, but a forever client. So if you're constantly feeling like you have to get new leads and new sales and stuff, I would encourage you to look at your churn rate and see what things you're missing to keep your clients. So if you're having really bad issues with churn, typically it's you're not actually delivering results. And so maybe you're not as awesome of a coach as you think you are. Two, it's you were dishonest or you weren't actually able to deliver on some of the things that you told your clients were coming. And there's just a lot of failed expectations. They don't know how to reach out. They don't feel engaged with. They don't feel held accountable. The value just isn't there because maybe you're not as accessible as they were hoping, or there just wasn't that clear standard set as far as expectations. Communicating expectations with your clients, guys, is huge. So if you're having a lot of churn issues, I would look at your actual product offering. And that's kind of the gut check, with the leads and traffic. That's more of sales and marketing techniques. And so there's sometimes a learning curve there if you've never done anything like that before. But at the end of the day, if you're having really bad churn, as a coach and a real fit pro, that should trouble you more than anything. Not worrying about how to be the world's best salesman or marketer or anything like that. But if you're having really high levels of churn, that might be where we need to look at our coaching abilities, because that is the whole reason why we're doing this is to serve people with our gift of coaching. So we're bringing people in, we're closing them, and they're not staying. That should be a huge red flag. Tons of resources on that, guys. Art of Coaching by Brett Bartholomew is a great book. John Berardi's got his book that just came out last year. All kinds of good books from like Change Psychology and just being a good coach. The Coaching Habit by Michael Bungay Stanier is an awesome book on just how to coach clients. But that should be what you should really be diving into if you feel like you're always having to constantly re-sign clients and get new leads. So again, quick recap, the 3 numbers that you should be looking at: traffic, conversions, churn. Now, how do you get these numbers? So I track all of this. It's very super high tech in a Google spreadsheet. So I've got my different columns set up, and every week I am looking at traffic numbers. So I told you I use a software called Lucky Orange. Just click on the date range and I count traffic as how many people came inbound, unique visitors to my website. Then the next number I look at is I look at 2 conversion numbers. So 1, out of all the people that came to the website, how many people booked their free blueprint strategy call, which if you haven't done that, guys, go to EntreFitCoaching.com right now. Fill out your name, email, phone number, and I will personally send you a text, and we'll book a free blueprint strategy call. We'll do a deep dive in your business, and we'll find out if this coaching program is the right fit for you. And also, if you're a podcast listener, slight shameless plug, get your first week for just $1. So if you're interested in actually taking your business to the next level, guys, get your first week for just $1. I'll show you it's the world's best coaching program. If you're actually serious and you're a real fitness pro and you do get accepted into this program, you will be a forever client. I'm just letting you know because it's an awesome program. So that being said, so I have 2 conversion numbers I look at. How many unique visitors I get to my website, how many of them actually book a call, and then out of those calls booked, how many of them become clients. And so those are 2 different conversion numbers that I look at. Then I also track in my spreadsheet how many active clients I have. I've got 2 different memberships I have. I've got a full service agency where we do everything for you. And then we have our coaching program where it's access to all of our course materials, 2 group coaching calls a week. And I have that divided in, and I see how many clients I have canceled, which we always shoot for that 0 number. And I use that as kind of the pulse of my business. I look at those numbers each and every week. So I'm never guesstimating on anything. And then I'm comparing those numbers to marketing efforts that I did, to podcast episodes that were released, to emails that went out, to social posts that went out, to podcasts I was a guest on, to PR articles that came out. I look at all of those different things, and it gives me a really good pulse on my business because I see too many fit pros make decisions for their business based upon personal preference and emotion and not on data. It's based upon, oh, well, I really like doing this, or I like these colors, or I like this copy, and not necessarily based upon what the data is telling them. You got to get systems in place. You got to track this stuff so you actually know what's working, so you don't get emotional about your business and not know how to pull the levers to get your business to grow. So hope this was helpful, guys. In the future, I'm going to be sharing more on the tracking sheet that I use every single week to look at my business. I want to give you guys this quick high-level overview of the 3 numbers you should be looking at each and every week to ensure your business grows. So again, we got traffic, we got conversions, and we got churn. Hopefully, this podcast adds value to you guys. If so, please share this with a fellow Fit Pro friend. Connect with me on social. It's at Sean Garner. Shoot me an email, sean@entrefit.co. Or this is going to sound crazy. Shoot me a text. Give me a phone call. The number here at EntreFit is 833-445-1348. It's down here in the description or in below, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on the podcast. That's actually our phone number here. Give us a call. Shoot us a text. This is not some autoresponder thing. It's going to be me. It'll be no one from the team. The first reach out's always from me. So want to connect with you guys. If you are a real Fit Pro looking to create, market, or scale your online fitness business, man, we want to help you. Check us out at entrefitcoaching.com. Thank you so much for listening, guys. And as always, have an awesome day.